not the most ideal for me because I'm a type of person who likes to organize. I'm not even gonna lie, I've wasted so much time this year not doing what I wanted to do because I continue to use the excuse of not having anyone to go with. And I always thought that growing up I had a lot of friends, when in reality I only had about like 3 or 4 people that could actually consider friends. But I always just remember being able to create genuine connections with people, or at least I thought they were genuine. And I guess I just assumed that everyone I talked to was my friend. And that's really the thing about being a kid. You kind of just go through life with rose-colored glasses on and meeting new people and experiencing new things and being way too oblivious to notice any of the negativity that surrounds you. Good morning. Actually, it's not even the morning, but that's besides the point. Good afternoon, I should say, because it's like 1. It's 1:30, almost 1:30, and I'm leaving the house today, guys. I'm going to the park because I've been saying that I want to go to the park for weeks now, and I just haven't gone, and I don't have any friends to go with, so I'm gonna go by myself. This is gonna be like an introvert diaries, so let's go. I don't know. I have some like weird type of energy today, but that's how I know it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Let's just go. Let's just go. And even though some of those days weren't the best, I do really miss them because I missed the days when I was excited to wake up for school, excited to see my friends, excited to learn something new. I really just missed the days when the only thing I had to worry about was what game I wanted to play at recess. And as I've gotten older, my friend group has remained small, and I'm okay with that. I've never been the type of person to be overly social or want to hang out in social settings, but I will say there is a part of me that really wants to know what it feels like to be in one of those big friend groups you see all over TV or on social media, just to know what it feels like. I made it to the park, guys, and I brought my microphone so you can hear me better because my audio is always trash in my videos because I don't have an actual mic for my phone. So I brought my little microphone. I'm gonna talk into it. I found kind of a little like deserted place. It's not deserted, but it's like secluded, I should say. And that means the same thing, doesn't it? Anyways, there's not a lot of people around me. I'm sitting next to the outdoor pool because I felt like if I was alone and I needed to scream, at least somebody would hear me. But I've only been here for about like 5 minutes and I've been swarmed. See, not swarmed, but I've been like harassed by bees, and I am actually not okay because I hate bugs. But you know what? I'm gonna do some journaling. Maybe I'll color and read my book. But I also want to go to Barnes & Noble because I want more books. I mean, when do I not want them? I think the best part about being an introvert is that you learn to be alone. Like, you learn how to be your own best friend when your real ones are busy. And at least that's what I've always been told. I'm still learning how to be okay with being alone. I spend most of my time locked away in my room, letting my life pass by, and then I complain about it and complain about never being able to experience new things because I'm too scared to go out alone. But I understand that's not like I'm not always going to have somebody to go and hang out with, which is why I wanted to do something different with this video. I think the real reason I never go out alone is really because of my anxiety. I mean, to me, going out by yourself, doing things alone is probably the most terrifying thing that I can do. And I think just watching this video, you can just tell I'm already a naturally anxious person. And I always tell myself you're not depressed or you're not anxious or you're just being dramatic, just to kind of dismiss all of those feelings I have because, I just can't deal with the fact that I'm a human that experiences human thoughts and emotions. But this right here, this me going outside on my own, outside of my room, outside of my safe space, doing things that make me happy, No, I'm not really the type of person who I am the type of person who hates confrontation, especially when it goes towards myself. But this right here is me confronting my anxiety. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here. I'm pretty sure a bee just flew above my head, but it actually like touched the top of my head while I was journaling. If you couldn't tell, I'm not an outdoors person, but I love the outdoors, but I also hate the outdoors at the same time. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a life update. So if you've been watching my channel these last couple of months, you know that I had to take summer classes because there was not enough classes in my program, like courses in my program for my degree. So I just did that and I finished it. So now in like 10 weeks I finally get my diploma, which is gonna be really great. But so let me just start by saying this. I want to work for myself. That's always been my goal. That's always been my dream. I don't know if that's just like the introvert slash anxious side of me that doesn't really like to interact with many people, but I've always wanted to make my own business, like a creative type of business, and I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel ever since like elementary school, but I've never had like a nice phone. Like for the longest time I had a flip phone all the way up till I think like 8th grade, like middle school. So it took me a while to like finally get the right equipment to actually start filming, but then I was just too like, you know, I was starting high school, so everything was just kind of all over the place. I was anxious all the time, and then fast forward to my junior year of high school, I was lost and confused, and half of that time I spent like not knowing what I wanted to do because I knew in like another year or so I had to apply for college. And now after graduating and not being able to find a job with my degree, I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe I made a mistake. But on the other hand, I'm thinking like, this is what I love to do, this is what I want to do, so it's not a mistake. But at the same time, it's like there was other things that I could have done or wanted to do that I never actually got to do. But yeah, so I was on the verge of like a teenage crisis, I guess you can call it, and then the pandemic happened. So I never even got to finish my junior year technically, so I had a lot of time at home to think, and I think that's when my anxiety really started to get bad. Like I knew I was always an anxious person and I always had some anxiety, but when I was younger I was so outgoing and I had lots of friends. But then as the years went by and I went from elementary to middle school and middle school to high school, it's just like those friends dropped off and my friend group became really small. But I actually, this is all over the place, but I'm just talking because that's what I want to do now. I just want to talk in these videos, and hopefully I feel better, I make myself feel better. I don't know. The summer between sophomore year and junior year I went to New York, and I loved New York. And it was kind of strange because before that point I always thought that, hey, I'm gonna go to college in New York, I'm going to move to New York, I'm gonna have this big like wonderful life in New York. And I don't know, I think maybe that I really liked it out there. And then like 2 weeks later I went to Seattle, so I went from coast to coast, and it just seemed very fun. There's people coming, so I'm gonna stop talking. That was actually kind of embarrassing, but I'm okay. If you can't tell how anxious I am about being out by myself and just existing, then I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, I think I was talking about not wanting to. If you can't tell, the swimmers can go back to the pool. But anyways, I went to New York, I went to Seattle, and I really liked being away from where I'm at. And so I didn't want to move to New York, especially when the pandemic happened. I didn't want to move anywhere. I wanted to stay close to home just in case, you know, I wasn't able to come back. Like that was such like an uncertain time in not just my life, but everybody's life. But now that the pandemic is like over and I'm finished with college, I'm really considering just catching like the next flight to New York and moving out there and just starting with nothing, which is not the most ideal for me because I'm a type of person who likes to organize and likes to plan. But I feel like within like the next year, that's definitely something that I want to do. I mean, I'm also kind of scared because, if I move to New York, I'll be all alone, and I like my alone time, but I think I'm very scared of being alone. I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of in a little bit of a predicament of not really knowing where I want my life to go right now. I guess I know where I want to go. I know where I want to go. I even know how to get there. I'm just not exactly sure if I'm brave enough to do it, or if I really want to do it, or if my anxiety will get the best of me, and I'll just end up kind of just settling for less than perfect. Well, I should settle for less than perfect, because I'm a perfectionist, and I have really struggled most of my life with trying to not do things that are perfect, which, I mean, that's a whole nother story for another time. But I need to go for it. I need to start just doing things that kind of scare me, that get me outside of my comfort zone, because I deserve it. I deserve to live a life that's happier, that's fulfilling, that's exactly what I want it to be. I think right now the best thing for me to do is just kind of take a step back and stop trying to force things to happen, and just kind of let whatever will happen, because for a while I was doing that. At the beginning of this year, I was just letting whatever happen, kind of just trusting the universe, and my life was going pretty well. I landed my dream internship. I was doing so well in all of my classes. I was having the time of my life. I was I think just the healthiest, quote unquote, that I've ever been mentally and physically. And now I'm just kind of feeling blah, because I'm trying too hard to make things happen for me. So I'm just gonna take a step back. I'm going to take this time to work on my YouTube channel and not worry so much about finding a job, not being able to find a job, not being able to hang out and see my friends as much as I used to, not worrying if I studied the right thing in school. All those things that I kept worrying and focusing so much about, I'm going to just kind of let go, push them to the side for now, and just kind of take time to just be. days like these remind me that it's okay, that it's gonna be okay. It's okay to go out and have fun by yourself. It's okay to take time to focus on yourself and to heal from anything, to heal from the negativity that's keeping me stuck. I mean, I deserve to be happy and live a happy life. We all do. And I hate the idea of letting the way I'm feeling consume me to the point where I end up in a bottomless pit of nothingness. I caved. I got both the books. They were $50, but you know what? It was worth it. I think it's worth it. Okay, I'm gonna stop my little therapy session here. Today was fun and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe because I try to post new videos weekly. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Okay, bye!